I was walking along the harbour wall the other morning when I noticed a young lad trying to skim a pebble across the water. The first one sank immediately. The second wasn't much better. The third bounced once before disappearing beneath the surface. He looked frustrated for a moment, then picked up another pebble and tried again. And it struck me that most worthwhile things seem to begin that way. I've been thinking about this lately because I'm at an age where I have enough history behind me to see certain patterns more clearly. I wonder if some of the most valuable lessons in life arrive disguised as mistakes. The skills I actually use. The wisdom that stayed with me. The empathy I can offer somebody else. Very little of it came from doing everything perfectly. Most of it came from trying something, getting it wrong, and then having the good sense or perhaps the necessity to figure out why. There seems to be a certain shame attached to failure. We're supposed to know what we're doing. We're supposed to have the answer. We're supposed to get things right first time. But I'm not sure that's how people actually grow. The people I admire most aren't usually the ones who've avoided mistakes altogether. They're often the ones who've stumbled publicly, learned something from it, and carried on anyway. They seem lighter somehow, less brittle, more comfortable with being human. I failed at plenty of things when I was younger. Some of it was embarrassing, some of it cost time, some of it cost money, and some of it cost pride. I still remember trying things I was absolutely convinced would work, ideas that seemed brilliant in my head, plans that felt certain. And sometimes they didn't work at all. At the time, those moments felt disappointing. Looking back now, they taught me far more than several of the things that succeeded. Those failures weren't obstacles to my life, they were architecture. They helped build the person I became. They taught me what mattered, what didn't, where my strengths were, and where they weren't. There's something quietly liberating about failure. Once you've experienced something going wrong that felt incredibly important, you discover something surprising. You survived it. The world carried on turning. People thought about it far less than you imagined they would. And life continued. But you didn't continue unchanged. You learned something real. I think about young people sometimes. The pressure they're under to get everything right, to make the correct choice, to avoid mistakes, to present a polished version of themselves to the world. And I sometimes wonder if they're missing something important. Because learning by doing is often messy. Learning by trying is often uncomfortable. Learning by stumbling is rarely elegant. But it might be one of the richest forms of education available. The failures that sting the most are often connected to things we cared deeply about. They hurt because we tried, because we invested ourselves, because something mattered enough to risk getting wrong. And perhaps that's not weakness at all. Perhaps it's courage wearing a different outfit. These days I'm strangely grateful for many of my failures. Not because I enjoyed them, I didn't. And not because I'd necessarily choose to repeat them. But because they made me more curious, more humble, more willing to admit when I don't know something. They gave me stories, they gave me perspective, and perhaps they helped me understand other people a little better too. Perhaps that's the strange gift hidden inside failure. Not that we enjoy it, not that we choose it, but that it leaves us seeing something we couldn't quite see before. I wonder what failure taught you that success never could. Until next time, keep wondering.